नमस्ते गुरुजी, जय गुरुजी महाराज, जय गुरुजी सात्संग जी. Multilingual Global Sevadar team welcomes everyone with folded hands. We thank you, our Guruji Maharaj, for enabling us organizing satsang sharing today. Today we are fortunate to have dear Tanuj Kapoor ji with us, who will be sharing her blessings from Guruji Maharaj. Sangatji, as we always are keen to deepen our connections with Guruji Maharaj, we are looking forward listening to your satsangs. Tanuji, over to you. Jai Guruji.
Jai Guruji Maharaj. Thank you so much, Guruji, for giving me another opportunity to express my gratitude to you. And so, namaste to you, Guruji. And I bow down my head at your lotus feet and request you for your blessings now and always. Also to your devout Sangat, all the people who are devoted to you, dear Guruji, I also express my gratitude to them and I express my greetings to them. Namaste to everyone who's listening today. So, dear Sangatji, today this is the second session of the English episode, and I will continue my journey with Guruji Maharaj. In the last episode, I shared Guru Maharaj's blessings in the initial years. That is when I met him first time in 1989 in Gurdaspur. A few blessings of Gurdaspur, the most marvelous start to this journey, and also a few wonderful, beautiful memories of the days spent with Guruji in Jalandhar. Today I move forward and I'm going to talk about more blessings from Guruji. And what comes to my mind is, like Suresh Uncle just said, that all of us wish to deepen our connection with Guruji Maharaj. And how does this connection deepen? In the initial stages, it deepens because Maharaj blesses us immensely. He blesses us with so much, whether it is for health, monetary issues, or even peace of mind, that this undoubtedly everyone just gets pulled in a magnanimous magnetic pull towards Guruji. In fact, Guruji would sometimes say that just to convince people, because in today's time, the human mind is often doubting, especially all of us who live in cities. And that also comes because of our experiences in society and a lot of people who hoodwink you, at times cheat you in the name of spirituality, unfortunately. So, because of that, most of us are slightly apprehensive. And that is why, when anybody in need, with any kind of physical ailment or any other kind of need, who comes to Guruji after visiting many other places, hospitals, doctors, and places of faith, when they come to Guruji, Guruji knows everything that they have been through. So he showers a lot of love in the form of blessings. And he really, there is magical experiences that the people have, and that we call as satsangs, because those are his blessings which people share, like I'm going to share, I have shared, and I'm going to share some more today. So that is, Guruji would sometimes say that I need to show this to people so that they connect to me, so that they have faith in me. And why do you think Guruji was so keen that people get connected to him? There was no selfish or ulterior motive. He just wanted people to come back to the righteous path. He wanted people to realize that there is God, and what is godliness he showed. So he also said that even if one or two members of the family come to me, I bless everyone in the family. And not only family, I bless people who are your dear ones, could be your friends, could be your neighbors. And today I am going to share something, his blessings in that respect. I used to feel that time that more so later, that why is my family not keen to get connected to Guruji? Or why are they not that keen to come and visit him in his darbar? But Guruji once told me, don't worry, they are all connected to me. Sangatji, as I mentioned in the last episode, my family has been deeply connected to Shivji Maharaj. And my in laws, although they are Sikh by religion, but they are the religion of humanity is prime in the house. They believe in doing good deeds and they believe in helping people as much as they can. So that is what Guruji told me. Don't worry about anybody. They are all connected to me. And in his own silent ways, he blessed each one of them, each member of my family, both from my parents' side as well as my in laws. So today I'm going to share after Jalandhar, and Gurdaspur, my husband, like I mentioned last time, was serving in the Indian Army. Now he was posted to the northeast part of India, which is pretty far from Jalandhar. And in those days, we didn't know any other Sangat in the places we were posted. Also, we didn't talk about our connection with Guruji or our faith in Guruji. So there were some years when we were away from Guruji. It wasn't as if we lost faith in him. It is just that because of the posting, we went to places which were very far off. And Guruji, I think when I look back and think about it, Guruji, maybe it was Guruji's doing that we were not all the time thinking of Guruji or talking about him. So, Sangatji, like we may not, our focus may not have been on Guruji, but Guruji, once he takes anybody in his fold, he completely takes over their life and he is looking after not only them, he's looking after every family member. So now my husband was posted in the Northeast. And like I said, my family home, both my parents' home as well as my husband's family home, is in Delhi. And in our absence, Guruji just visited these homes. Let me share the beautiful experiences. And Sangaji, my husband and I were unaware of it. Neither did Guruji make a mention of it at all. Not then, not later when we met him. So one day, this I'm talking first about my parents, my in-laws' home here in Defense Colony where I live in Delhi. One day in the afternoon, the bell rang and my mother-in-law, she went to open the door and she saw a young man in trousers and t-shirt and she opened the door and it was Guruji. She didn't know about Guruji. So she was a little surprised and knowing fully well, Guruji knew that this was a household which is firstly English speaking. Also, they do not allow any strangers to come into the house. It is also something which is the social conditioning of big cities, especially cities which are not that safe and secure. So the bell rang, and she went and she saw this young man, and it was Guruji. And immediately he spoke in English. Hello, I'm Guruji. I'm your son's Guruji. I'm your daughter's Guruji. So he made sure that he said first, I'm your son's Guruji, because my mother in law would naturally welcome anybody who is connected to my son. And she thought maybe my son has sent this person. So she asked him to come in and she made him sit down in the living room. And it was afternoon. And like most people who are retired, my father in law also retired from the Indian Army and he was resting in the afternoon, taking a nap. So Guruji sat down in the living room while my mother-in-law went inside and told my father-in-law that someone is here, sent by their son. So my father-in-law also came out, and Sangaji, Guruji spent about an hour with them, and he just had a very casual, small talk, very affectionate talk. And during the conversation, he was asking them, he asked my father in law, in fact, he spoke in Punjabi, but for your benefit, I'm going to only speak in English. He asked my father in law, so what do you do? So he said, I'm retired from the army. And he said, so how do you spend your time now? Well, I play golf and I also play tennis. So Guruji said, that's wonderful. One must remain fit and healthy. Then he asked my mother in law, so what do you do? She said, well, I don't work, but I sing. He said, oh, how wonderful that all is. You should be always happy. Do things that make you happy. And then he told her, why don't you sing for me? So she sang for him 4 songs, which was one Gurbani Shabad, one bhajan, which is a prayer song. Then she sang one Bollywood film song, and she sang one ghazal. And Guruji really enjoyed, and he once again complimented her, and he said, yes, you should continue to sing and be happy. Do the things that make you happy. So, he stressed on staying healthy, staying fit, and staying happy. Without him literally, specifically giving a sermon, he has guided us, and through us, he has guided all Sangat that these are very important things in life, to be healthy and to be happy. And Guruji always wanted his devotees, his Sangat, to be happy. Now, during this time that Maharaj spent in our home, my in-laws asked him, what would he like to have? Because, Indian hospitality is through food and drink. So they asked him what would he like to have, and Guruji said that he would enjoy a cup of tea. So tea was served to Guruji along with some snacks, and Guruji spent an hour or a little more. And like I said, I was not there. My husband was not there. We were even unaware of Guruji's presence there, and nobody invited Guruji. The other important thing is that when God, when Paramatma, when Guru Maharaj wants to bless the family and bless the home, he will just come. He doesn't need an invite. He comes. And how grateful and thankful I am that we had the good fortune of him visiting us and spending such good time here. The other thing that which when I reflect on this visit, we had a cook uh, who lived with us for 65 years, and he served us for 65 years. He was such a good man. And later on, in many years later, even after Guruji took Mahasamadhi, he made sure that we repay his debt in the form of seva. The seva that he extended to us, Guruji made sure that we extend that seva to him in his later years when he was not in good health. But that I will share later on. So when he asked for tea, tea was made in our kitchen. This is a household where non-vegetarian food was cooked, continues to be cooked. But cleanliness is also an important aspect of this household. So tea was cooked and served to him. There were no special utensils which were meant to serve saints in. Whatever was used by the family, Guruji happily consumed his tea in the cup, and which tea was served, and some snacks were served for him. So today I see a lot of people, when there is a satsang in their home, they kind of, uh, for about a week before that, they stop cooking non-vegetarian in their homes. These are all diktats which are imposed by people on themselves and sometimes towards others as well. Nothing of this sort was ever said by Guruji, and this visit of Guruji is an example for that. All you need to do is have a clean heart, have pure and loving intentions towards your Guru. And that is what in Punjabi once he said, that if your heart is clean, even the water from the tap is as pure as the holy water of the Ganga. So it is all about your love for him, your devotion towards him, and your clean and pure heart. There is no point in doing these things, petty rituals or the do's and don'ts, when your deeds are not good, your behavior is not good towards others. Uh, so this was one visit. Then after, like I said, over an hour, he just took leave, and he went. So he came on his own, he went on his own, but this beautiful visit of Guruji is another prized memory, my treasure. And his blessings means this house has been blessed. The people of this house have been blessed. Now I will go a little forward. Of course, this same time, okay, let me just complete this. The next day, Guruji also went to my parents' home, who also live in Delhi in Safdarjung Enclave. There again, he went unannounced because nobody knew about Guruji. My mother had met Guruji in Jalandhar. I had taken her in 1989. I had taken her, and this visit of Guruji was in the early 90s. And so next day, he went to my parents' home. Even there, he spent an hour or more, and he met all members of the family, my brother, his wife, and the children who were there then, and my parents. There again, very light-hearted conversation. I don't really remember what he had at my parents' home because I never asked my parents, and both of them are now with Guruji Maharaj. But he spent a very lively time there, another an hour plus. And then the third day, uh, Sangatji, he went to my father's bookshop. My father had a bookshop which continues to be there in Khan Market. The name of the bookshop is Bahari Sons. So the third day, Guruji, okay, to my in-laws' house in Defense Colony, Guruji came alone. Whereas at my parents' place, Guruji came with another Sangat. I think it was an army officer. That's what my mother told me, that he came with an officer. And she said we had a very enjoyable conversation with Guruji. Guruji had his very loving ways and polite conversation he always did. So third day, like I said, Guruji came to my father's shop. Okay, nobody, I had never mentioned to Guruji about our home in Defense Colony, my parents' home in Safdarjung. But do you think Guruji needs to know when he knows everything about our lives, our past, present, and future? These are things that he knows. So third day he came to my father's bookshop. My father was surprised to see him because just the previous day he had come to their home. And so my father came up and greeted Guruji. And Guruji said, again, he spoke in Punjabi because my parents also speak Punjabi. They spoke Punjabi. So Guruji came and said, I've come to bless you. I've come to bless your shop. And he spent a little time there and just not that long, maybe 10-15 minutes he spent at the bookshop. And then he left. Again, at the bookshop also he came by himself. And he was dressed in trousers and t-shirt. So these are, such, it is proof that when Guruji says that one member of the family comes to me, I bless everyone. Here in our case, we are very fortunate that he personally came and interacted with all family members, blessed the homes, blessed the family members. But even if he doesn't come to the Sangat's homes, he blesses all members of the family through us. Because when we go to Guru Maharaj, we bow down our heads and all the things that are in our mind, all the things that we are needing help for from Guruji, for ourselves and family members, he knows it and he blesses each one. It may be immediately, it may be later on. So I am going to tell you now how a little later, after a few months, how these blessings came to my father-in-law's help. After a few months of Guruji's visit, my father-in-law he had retired from the army, but he used to play tennis at the Gymkhana Club. And there, while he was playing tennis, he suffered a cardiac arrest. It was the first cardiac arrest, and it was quite severe. He was extremely uncomfortable, and the other people who were playing with him realized what had happened. Immediately, they put him in the car, and one of the ladies, the other members helped put my father-in-law in the car, and one lady, Namita auntie, she drove him to the army clinic, which is closest to the Gymkhana Club. She told me later, also now is no longer uh, on this earth. But she had told me later that when I saw him in the car, I realized that he may not make it to this nearest clinic as well. But she said, I had to do my duty. I didn't want to at all feel guilty that I didn't do my best. So she took him to the clinic, and she realized, she said, while I was driving, he was lying down in the rear seat and there was no sound from him, and my heart was sinking. But she says, I drove as fast as I could. And when she reached the clinic, he was still breathing very faintly, though. Immediately, the stretcher came out and helpers came out, and my father-in-law was taken to the emergency room. She said, as soon as I handed him over, they connected the monitor, and she says, I saw that the graph was straight. She says, I didn't know how to handle this, but I did the next thing that I had to do. She says, I drove to your house because I wanted to bring your mother-in-law. And she says, when I went to your house, your mother-in-law was singing as she usually does. I didn't have the heart to tell her what had happened. I just told her that my father-in-law retired as a brigadier from the army. She says, I told him Brigadier Saab is not well. I've left him at the clinic and I've come to take you. So she says, when I took her back, to my amazement and utter shock, or rather my gratitude to Paramatma, was that the graph was moving smoothly as it does for any normal human being who's alive. She says, I couldn't believe my eyes. But that is what happened. And she said she found out that what had happened in this time while she was away. So they said that normally at this time in the evening, it was a little later, past 4 p.m. At that time, there are no senior doctors in that army clinic. But she says that day, the senior most cardiologist had come from R&R hospital, and a consignment had come of injections. They had just come in, and he had come to check them out. They were the consignment of injections which are there to revive people who suffer from heart attacks. So, dear Sangatji, do you think it is a coincidence? It is not a coincidence. It is a big blessing from my Maharaj. And when I put two and two together, I do not have any doubt. He could have also blessed from far away, but I think the blessings that were required now were of most powerful, and he had decided to physically come home and bless my parents and my father-in-law. So my father-in-law survived that heart attack. I mean, the doctor just happened to be there. The injections happened to be there. My father-in-law was given treatment. The graph, which was straight, they managed to revive him. Thank you so much, Guruji. Thank you so much for your grace. So this is how it pans out later. And let me talk about the bookshop. Also, yes, I missed a beautiful line, a beautiful blessing that he had given my father when he went to the bookshop. When he said, I've come to bless you, I've come to bless your shop. You're a very good man. You're a very pure soul. Beautiful words. And I feel very, very fortunate to to have such parents, to have been brought up by them. Thank you, Guruji, for saying it. So he blessed the shop, and we know over the years, especially when the internet came in, you know, people, firstly, people stopped reading less. And if they were reading, they were consuming content online. People were reading books online. So a lot of bookshops all over the world, and of course in India, had to close down because they were running into losses. But my Guruji Maharaj had stepped into the shop, and he had spoken the words that I have come to bless you and your shop. Today, dear Sangatji, Bahari Sons has about 6 outlets in Delhi and maybe about 8 more in other parts of India. So, how did this happen? I do not discount the hard work done by my parents, my brother and his family, because my brother and his family are now running this chain of stores. At that time, there was just one store. Today, there are 6 in Delhi, like I said, and so many more in all of India under the same name, Bahari Sons. Whether my brother and his family acknowledge that or not, I know in my heart how this has happened. It is Guruji's grace. And I also remember this was after 2007 when Guruji had assumed his divine form and satsangs had started in people's homes. There was one satsang which I was attending, and after the Shabad Kirtan was over, the Sangat, I was sitting and I overheard some of the Sangat were talking about Shiv Puran, because by then uh, Guruji had guided a few Sangat, but many more people had started reading the Shiv Puran. So they were talking about Shiv Puran, and one of the ladies said, "You know, I do read it, but it doesn't come naturally because I find it difficult to read it in Hindi." So another Sangat says, "So why don't you read the Shiv Puran in English?" So she says, "I've tried, but I don't know where to get it from." She says, now she narrated what she had spoken to Guruji. While Guruji was in the physical form, this Sangat auntie had told Guruji, "Guruji, I find it difficult to read the Shiv Puran in Hindi." So he had told her, "Why don't you read the Shiv Puran in English?" And she had asked him, "Where will I get it in English from?" He says, "Go to Bahari Sons. Take the Shiv Puran from Bahari Sons." So Sangatji, this was music to my ears. I felt so happy and thanked Guruji that he had spread the word, he had blessed the bookshop in this way also. And then after that, when I told them that this is the bookshop, our family bookshop, and so after that, Guruji blessed me with the seva of giving Shiv Purans in English, and many, many Shiv Purans I gave to people as Guruji's seva, and I felt very happy about it that Guruji took this seva from me. So see how Guruji's blessings, they are long-term blessings. And so this is about the beautiful visits that Guru Maharaj uh, came home where I was unaware, my husband was unaware, and we came to know about it only after about a week. Because in those days we didn't have a landline phone and there were no cell phones. When my husband spoke home, my father in law told him that your Guruji had come. And he was very surprised. My husband was surprised. But later on, when we came to Delhi, then they shared their details with us about Guruji's visit. So Guruji does not need to be invited, and Guruji will bless whenever he wishes, whoever he wishes, irrespective of their karma, irrespective of their faith in him. It's just that he wishes to make his Sangat's life happy. And so these are some of the beautiful experiences. And so, yeah, well, I now I think about the satsangs, my blessings from Guruji. Today, I will, uh, you know, take a pause from his blessings, and I will, like last time, I will share a few things as guidance for the new Sangat. And these are because I observe a certain things, and I would like Guruji's satsangs to be conducted the way it was done when Guruji was in his physical form, and also the way Guruji wishes it to be. Many times, even recently, he has come and given dream darshan to some Sangat and guided them that people are going overboard. The simplicity is not being followed. So today's aspect is about simplicity. And, just about a month ago and also a year ago, I went to different cities in India, and what I observed was that the Guruji Sangat satsangs are being conducted in very, very elaborate ways. The city which I went to a year ago, there I'd gone for a prayer meeting, And there people saw my Guruji's bracelet on my hand, and they asked me, "Are you a follower of Guruji?" I said, "Yes, I am." And they said, "Do you really think that this is, spiritual, whatever is happening?" And I could sense some kind of a sarcasm. I could sense some kind of doubts. And I said, "Why don't you tell me what you wish to say?" And they shared with me that they had been to some homes for some satsangs, and there they were surprised to see the level of decorations and the kind of show off that was being done. Also, the menu. She said, "I've attended one satsang with Chinese menu, one has been with the Italian menu, and people going overboard, each one trying to outdo the other." And so she asked me, "Do you think this is spirituality? Do you have faith? Are you a follower of a guru like this?" I was deeply hurt, and I told her, I said, "Today I do not have enough time. I'm going back by this evening's flight. Otherwise, I would have come home to your home and given you in detail spoken about my Guruji and his blessings." But I briefly told her, I said, "No, this is not what is Guruji's satsang. And this doesn't make Guruji happy." So, but I became aware of what is happening. And so, Sangatji, please keep it very simple. Stick to the simple langar prasad that Guruji has prescribed. And I am not going to repeat, but so many old Sangat have come and requested that please stick to the simple langar that is served in Bada Mandir, and that was served in Guruji's Darbar earlier in Punjab as well as in Empire State. And so this is one aspect about the decorations. You really don't need any decorations, because when Guruji is there, his aura is so divine, and that you can just have a few flowers. That's all, very few flowers in his honor. Now, last month I went to another city outside Delhi, and there we had gone for a purpose, a seva which was guided by Guruji, but we also wanted to have a satsang before we commenced that seva, a satsang over there. And we were trying to look for some sangat in that city, because if we didn't find any, then we would do it in our hotel room. So we tried a lot, but it was not easy. On the Facebook, I could see that there were about 140 sangat, but on ground I was not able to contact anybody. Nobody was responding to my messages. Nobody was taking calls. Finally, one of us, we were a group of people who went. Finally, one of us got connected to someone there, and she said that we don't have satsangs in homes. We do satsangs in banquet halls. And for few of us, we combine, whoever wishes to do, we combine, we pool in our resources, and we have satsangs in banquet halls. And the menu is also decided by us, and the catering is done by the banquet hall people. So my response was that I am not going to attend any satsang in a banquet hall. We would like to have a satsang in somebody's home. But so that chapter was closed from their end. But Guruji knew what we wanted to do, and that was what he also endorsed. So now Guruji started his magic, and then we reached out to one lady. She called us actually. She said that I've been wanting to do a Guruji satsang in my house for the last. She said I lost my husband some time back, and since then, initially things were very bad. Then I got connected to Guruji, and Guruji showered me with love and blessings. That I want to thank him. I want to have a satsang in my home. And she said, I've approached this lady who's the head of the group there, but she said, well, if you want to do a satsang, you will have to shell out a huge amount of money, because in a banquet hall, at least that much money is required. And she told me that I don't have the capability, I did not have the capability to spend that kind of money. And I told her, I said, let's not involve anybody else. We will have the satsang in your house. And between us and her, we gave her the guidance from here. We said, we will bring whatever required from here, but you just welcome Guruji with your love and devotion. And what I also want to share is, she didn't have a big swaroop of Guruji. She wanted the swaroop, but that was not extended to her, because the person who was the main in charge of the group of that city was offended that we had contacted that lady, that Sangha, directly. It offended her. And she said, well, they should have contacted me, not you directly. I'm speaking honestly and frankly. And so the Swaroop was not given to her. And I mean, I just could not believe my ears that you are Guruji's Sangat. You call yourself the group head. And so what is it? It is the ego at play. Your ego was hurt that you were not contacted. Everything should go through you. That's not the way it works with Guruji. Guruji believes in direct connection. So he directly connected to the lady who wanted to express her gratitude to Guruji. And she had wanted the satsang in her house in the financial means that she could afford. So Guruji, he took that beautiful seva from us, and we all together, we organized the satsang in her house. It was beautiful. And the Sangat sharing afterwards, it was just maybe about, we were 18 people. She called her neighbors and some of the Sangat who were her friends, who part of the Sangat of that city. And they also gave her a swaroop. They gave her whatever utensils, everything she needed. So all help came from Guruji. And the Sangat sharing that happened after the Shabad Kirtan was unbelievable. The kind of blessings that Guruji has done on that family and some other devoted, loving Sangat of that city. We were amazed. Even young girls, about 9 years old, 10-year-old, they had so much to share. Non-Punjabi speaking children were singing Shabad over there. The other few Sangat and myself who had gone from Delhi, we were absolutely mesmerized and so thankful that Guruji has given us this opportunity to meet such pure Sangat. So Guruji will, bypass anybody who tries to, uh, you know, take control. Guruji says, I am there, I was, I am, I will be forever. There is nobody else on my asana except me. There is no hierarchy here. There's no one who comes after me. So anybody, and this is a request to all people who are, organizers of satsangs in smaller towns, who uh, who have Guruji has initially blessed them with with this seva of collecting new sangat, helping. They should be helping them, not trying to have a power play over there. So this is a message coming from Guruji that if you kind of do such things, then Guruji will completely bypass you. He doesn't need you. And this is what happened. Guruji directly connected with the Sangat through us, and he blessed her home. She gave her the opportunity to thank him for all the grace that he had showered on her. And she said, today I am so happy financially as well as emotionally, despite having lost my husband maybe a year ago. So um, this is what comes to my mind as guidance. And one more important thing, which also Guruji kind of reminded me, and I will add today, is when Guruji was in his physical form, he had said, there are two types of sins that are inexcusable. The first among them is when people use spirituality or use Guruji's name to make money or to cheat people. And there were few who were doing it even while Guruji was in his physical form. He didn't openly say that. but to a couple of Sangat who had such interactions with people who they didn't realize but were defrauding them. So Guruji said that. So, and I will give you an example. This is of a lady, and I think maybe it was Chandigarh, if I'm not mistaken. So she told there was another Sangat who was looking for a house to move in before her own house was ready, or before she could look for a permanent home for herself. So because this lady used to come in Guruji's Sangat, the other lady told her, she said, "Why don't you move into my house? I have a flat which is empty." And she gave her the house keys. She said, "You can live there for some time till you move into your own home." Now she gave her the house keys, and that evening when she came to the Sangat in Guruji Darbar, Guruji personally told her, "Why did you give her the house keys?" She says, "Guruji, I was trying to help." He said, "No, don't do anything without asking me, because you don't know what people's intentions are." He said, "This lady uses my name, uses the fact that she is a Sangat, and she cheats people of money. Her character is not good." And he told her to take the keys back. So Guruji said that anybody who uses spirituality or any kind of religion or even Guruji's name and then borrows money from people with the idea of not really intending to return, or even cheats people for any other thing, he said this is inexcusable. So, Sangaji, let us not forget that our karma is the one which decides our destiny, decides the kind of life we lead, happy one or the one full of challenges and suffering. It is all a result of our karma. And nobody else knows except you and Guru Maharaj. People may not know, but Guruji was there physically to tell her. And he had also guided once, like he said, when you come to my darbar, leave your thinking outside with your shoes. There is no need for any logical thinking in my darbar. But he said, when you deal with people in life, when you deal with people outside, don't be a fool. Be smart then. Use your mind then. And he said that. And the second thing, so this is the first thing, because I don't know if Guru Maharaj has told other people of other things, but to me, he has said that there are two things which are inexcusable. There is no forgiveness for these things. And the second was infidelity. He said, people who cheat on their spouses, there is no excuse for that. And here also, I'm going to share a satsang. This is also, he, in one of the times when Guruji was in his physical form, a gentleman had come with a lady in Guruji's darbar. He bowed to Guruji and he introduced the lady as his wife. And Guruji said, "This is not your wife, this is your girlfriend." He, of course, spoke in Punjabi, but he said, "This is not your wife, this is your girlfriend. You leave your wife at home and you roam around with her." And after that day, that couple never came back to Guruji's darbar. And Guruji was very, very, he laid a lot of emphasis on leading a morally upright life. He always said, do good deeds, be good, be honest. And after 2007, I will share this beautiful satsang later on, but one aspect out of it I would like to share today, because Guruji said, he personally came and told me, and he said, all of you, my Sangat, must lead a morally upright life. And he narrated to me Mahashiv's life, Adi Purush, Adi Guru. And he told me that all other deities and saints, sometimes or the other, they have succumbed to temptation. But only Mahashiv was above all temptations. He lived a morally upright life, and he expects his devotees also to lead a morally upright life. So, Sangaji, this is my request, that if we are Guruji's devotees, if we truly call ourselves Guruji's devotees and we want him to shower us with his blessings, it will happen when we lead a clean, pure, morally upright life. We always try and help people, not get into the power play and ego and those kind of incidents. With that, I will take leave from all of you and I'll thank Guruji Maharaj. Thank you, Guruji, for giving me the guidance to share not only your blessings, but also certain things which you would wish your Sangat to follow, the lifestyle you would wish your Sangat to follow. Jai Guruji Maharaj, Anantam, Anantam Shukrana Guruji. And Vasan Uncle Ji, thank you so much for this opportunity to express Guruji's blessings and Guruji's grace on us. Jai Guruji Maharaj.
Dhan Dhan Guruji Maharaj, Shukrana Guruji Maharaj. Thank you very much for sharing your valuable messages and experiences, dear Tanuj Kapoor ji. They are really divine, blissful.
Guruji is divine and his blessings are divine. We just need to I think we did nothing, Uncle. You know, my family and I, we have done nothing. We are just the lucky recipients of his grace. That's all I can
For
say.
sure, for sure.
But today I'm a proud Sangat, and I'm also proud that I'm able to follow Guruji's guidance. He's enabling me to do that.
Thanks a lot once again from Guruji Maharaj. May you enjoy good health always. Your family members enjoy good health always. Maharaj blessing prevails everywhere. Now we'll take Agya from Guruji Maharaj. Jai Guruji.